Or do you expect them to stay to their guns?
They could just change up to if someone was trying to snipe them and were watching the stream, as it is allowed to see the previous games, so there's no rule against that. So they could be doing that to confuse the enemy and have more than just one plan, and that's a great thing to have. Again, you could just switch to
I
that
totally
plan.
agree. I totally agree. It's totally possible if they've planned ahead. If they haven't planned, then it's going to be a lot harder. So I'm just going to take you a rundown of the choices that we have taken here from BiA. BiA have decided to take an AMX 105x3 and the Lorraine. Now, this is the sort of team we expected to see more of. They've gone for the fast French tanks, and I expected to see a team like this, and I can't wait to see how they deploy it. I really can. It's the team that I've been waiting for. So let's really hope that they managed to pull out something out of the bag. Are they going to take the Abbey with their super fast tanks? We have no one here from USSR that are deciding to stay back and camp. Oh wait, one of them has. Araconda from the USSR team is sticking back with his Su-26 and holding position now, trying to cover most of the Abbey and the left-hand side, using his turret for his advantage.
Yeah, and you can see that all of the players went directly to tactical positions. There's the first rock just outside of the base. That's an Su-26. Just went there straight and just sat there. And the fast, we just lost Den in his priest, but he was a scout. I think he was meant to just run down there and not expect to get
the
home.
Suicide Scout. We were discussing that. We expected a few people to do that. Wow, we have lots of BiA fans in the chat. I think there's more BiA than USSR. They're going mental for BiA. So let's see if they can live up to expectations here against USSR.
Yeah, and again back to the tactical positions. If you look at the French AMX, he has gone behind some fences, and that is something you can easily take advantage of in the random games as well, because if someone come to hit you from the front, then they'll be hitting the fence, unless it's of course artillery, which could hit you from above.
Oh, there we go. DJ Killer from the USSR was just taken out by another Su-26. That's 2 down for USSR. It's not a good start, but they've all changed their positions. Now, this is something we didn't see Monster do. They didn't really react to the losses of their tanks, where USSR are completely changing. They've all moved to the side.
Yeah, and that's I really like seeing that. Instead of I wouldn't say it looked like panic, but they stuck to their guns. They kept to the plan that was set at first. I respect that, because it's discipline. You don't just start to run around the map just because you're a little bit afraid or confused. You stick to your guns.
Definitely. That's the training for it. As a team, as a clan, and this goes for everyone out there watching, look at these guys, what they're doing together. I can only imagine what their Skype or their team speak is right now. They're really focused. Every single word means something. They all know how to respond and communicate with each other. The amount of complex strategies going through their minds right now must be astronomical.
Yeah, and you can see they've set up again in different locations. You have a Su-26 at the base, Su-26 near the hill in B3, and then you have the S-26 in the A2. And I actually think this is very tactical, because again, the artillery really has limited view range. So if the front Su-26 gets spotted, then the guy behind him doesn't get spotted, because as you can see, the distance between them is quite large, and I actually like that strategy.
I do as well. It allows, if one gets spotted, the others not to really be given away that easily. So it's a really good tactic. Now, this is something we did go through a few times and we touched upon. This is the AMX squad. The BiA are deploying. Now, do you think they're using the AMXs? And I got a sneaking suspicion is yes, BiA are using the AMXs for repositioning. They are using the speed to get around the map, take out a target, then reposition for the completely new location so they can't be predicted.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best prediction I could see, because we haven't really spotted any of them yet, because the first priest got killed by was it a bison? I think no. Oh, it was a bison.
Yes, bison.
And we haven't really seen any of the AMXs, so they're really either they're cautious and holding back, or they're moving around the map constantly and only just getting an inch closer to the enemies each and every time. So if on the fourth run you don't spot anything, maybe the next inch you spot something, and yeah, just play cautiously. I think that's what they're doing right now.
I actually agree. One thing to note here, guys, everyone look at A0. Oh, sorry, A8. Nothing's there. There's no one in the USSR team that is watching that position either. And we did see French tanks down in the valley when we lost the M37 and the Su-26. I believe it was the Su-26 Shrevik that was sat there that was taken out. And here we go. Just as I mentioned it, Lorraine's coming up there. But they were watching it. The Su-26 from across the way were watching it. 2 shots go in. Only one finds its mark. No one. He hasn't died yet. Another shot goes in and it's missed. I can't see what's going on. The Su-26. Is line shot going to happen? It did, but nothing happened. Now we've got to watch out for the return shots. Yeah. Oh, they're not moving from their positions. So, mistake? I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, maybe.
It seems they're okay.
Yeah.
Seems they're okay.
Yeah, the S26, Su-26, he waited until the tank had reversed all the way downhill before he fired, because he was the one spotting them. That's, again, discipline. You really have to control. If you're going to fire, then you will be spotted, even if you're sitting in a bush. And right now we can see that the enemy is actually taking pot shots all over the USSR base. They're just trying to hit those obvious bushes, but yeah, luckily they're not hitting, because
see, that's actually interesting. I play a game called Pick a Bush. You pick a bush and shoot. Now, this is something that I'm worried about from the USSR team, and also from the USSR to take advantage of. Why don't they look for counter-artillery? If they're going to take pot shots at random bushes, that means they're giving their position away. Do you think they have the range with the Su-26 to actually counter-artillery? I did warn that was one of the big weaknesses of the Su-26.
Yeah, I actually think they're very aware of that, and actually that's why they're not doing it, because it is the primal way of taking out the enemy artillery without any risks, is just look for those tracers. But again, if you don't know where the enemy are, you will be wasting a lot of time just looking. And in a tournament like this, the enemy isn't just going to fire just for fun, except in that last 2 shots where they felt secure enough to take those shots.
Oh, dinging a D5. I've just been informed that Den BLR from the USSR team is their commander, and he's actually letting them know that he wants him to move. I think that's an order to Kovata that he's under attack and he needs to move. We have obviously a repositioning going on here. Let's watch to see their movements. Taking Den Blen is obviously I'll just call him Den. Den is taking charge of his team. He's given them new orders, new positions, and new places to watch. They've all moved, rotated their turrets for a new position. Can you guess what they're planning and what's going through his mind?
Well, I think he's trying to maybe read the enemy a little bit, because the AMX was told to relocate to D5, and he's in a very defensive position. So I think they're thinking that the enemy might be pushing through Abbey, the monastery, and as you can see, I think he's trying to take use of the 50-meter rule in World of Tank right now, because he isn't going to just peek around the corners and die meaninglessly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things, guys. If you didn't know, we went through this in the last match. If you just tuned in, that there is a 50-meter rule in World of Tanks. If you go within 50 meters of someone, you're instantly revealed, no matter how much camo you've got. That's through anything. Rock. Ooh, what was that?
That was a tree right behind the AMX. I don't think he noticed, but there is an enemy very close, and he has to really look out now.
Yeah, St. Leo just took a near miss, and he hasn't noticed. He's taken a second near miss. He still hasn't noticed. Will a third shell go down? He's clearly spotted. Will he move? He's not moving. That's a third shell. He's so lucky. St. Leo is there. He's taken. Oh, he's noticed. He's noticed at last, and he's moving back. But there's 2 trees behind him. Will he get through without knocking one down? Oh, another shell goes back as a 5th shell. St. Leo is the luckiest tank alive. He's trying to get out of there. He's moving forward. Is he actually going to redeploy, or is he going to sit still? Do you think it's a mistake if he sits there?
He shouldn't take a bush, that's for sure, because the
No.
enemy will be looking for the bushes. So, oh, he just nearly missed that tree. Oh,
But
he
if he fires from this position, High Flyer, surely they're going to see it immediately. There's people watching this position.
Yeah, right now he should be telling the team that, okay guys, they're firing constantly at me, start counter battering. But again, they have the Su-26s and their range, as you said, is not very good, so I don't even know if they can hit down there.
We have action. Oh! The second casualty for BiA. He came out to spot to see what was going on, but Kovata in USSR Kovta decided to instantly take him out. Counter artillery is coming down. He survived the open barrage. He might be able to get out using the speed of the AMX-15. Oh, he knocked down a tree though. They know where he's going. They know he's making a run for it. They're not going to keep firing to that spot. They know he's moved. Is he going to be able to get away? They know where he's going. They're predicting. These guys are all experts. They know the map, the layout, where you're probably going to go. No more shots are coming down. I think he's safe. They're coming down behind him. They've lost it. Yeah. Whoa, he was lucky. That paid off.
Yeah, even though you're very good at predicting, can you predict a person that's in panic? He was panicking. He was just trying to get away, and all the enemy artillery was trying to guess that maybe he's just going to sin this bush because he was spotted and going into a bush. I don't know if that's going to factor in the disappearing time, but he didn't go for any bushes, and that was very, very clever, and just moving into the town.
Yeah, it was very clever. He went forward. Most people, when they try and retreat or get out of a sticky situation, they come back. But something to note, guys, right now. What is there to note? The timer. It's at 3 minutes 45. That means there's not much time left. Someone has to make a move here as it's a draw. Do you think one of the teams are going to go for it, or they're going to sit back and play it out for a draw?
I would guess that. Oh, there we have some movement. Yeah, and I was just going to say it. I was just about to say that the team with the scout tanks, the T-57, would be making a move with that tank because they really need to get. Oh, he took out. They really need to make a move, and why not use the fastest tank to make a move?
Now, this is something to point out right now. The scout just went right through the lines, and now we have a position for USSR. They're split into two. Their forces are on either side of each other. They can't actually support each other as well as they want to. Although they are artillery, they have obviously the range to be able to go over the top, but they are split in two. We have their only last tank in the middle, the AMX-105 Kovata, who's been playing fantastically so far. He's now split off from his teammates. Do you think that's going to have any effect if they had to go back and defend? Because the cap circle is wide open right now.
Yeah, actually we saw the T-57 go up the hill on the after getting the assist on spotting the other Su-26. But right now they're splitting up. I wouldn't call that a very good move, but it could be let's push for cap or.
Oh, nice shot! The Su-26 St. Leo just took a shot up to the T-57. Superb, and there's the cap circle. As you were saying, High Flyer?
Yeah, this is going to be very tough because most of their team, half their team is over halfway away from the base, and it's going to be really tough to get back.
This is what I feared most for the USSR team. They're in such a pickle right now. They're in such a situation. What do? Do they sacrifice to go back to try and stop the counter? They got 1 minute 45 + 5 for the draw, and they're surely going to be playing for a draw right now.
Yeah, definitely. That's the best outcome right now because it doesn't look like they're not going to be able to get into the cap circle right now. So,
ooh, Kovatar's actually going to suicide scout to light up their capper. He's taking the shot. He's missed, but so did Iron Trash. The AMX-105s missed each other. Now, what about the support? Surely the USSR guys were already aiming for the cap circle. There's the targeting St. Leo, but Kovatar from Iron Trash gets taken out with the second shot. They've got very limited time window. They've reset the cap, but they haven't managed to finish off the AMX, which means that he's going to lose sight any second now, and that means that there's no more scouts. Oh, wait, behind! St. Leo, watch out behind you! Oh, direct hit, but he survived. He didn't go down. The T-57 didn't have a powerful enough gun, and St. Leo does have a turret, so he can turn around and be able to see him. He's not... Oh, no, that was it. He's out. counter capping going on here from USSR. It's their last ditch attempt. What can Araconda do? He's got to be able to get back and reset that cap, and he managed to take out the T-57 who took out his teammate. This is all up to Araconda. Can he reset that cap with random shots, or is he going to be able to get back in time? Does he have enough time to get back?
I would say no, because right now it's gone up to 2 players in the cap base, so it's now up to luck and hitting those tanks inside the cap circle. Oh, it looks like maybe they have a position of good Russian. Oh, and a tank comes up behind them, and now they do, and yeah, now it's GG.
It's going to be a win or a draw.
Yeah.
We have 12 seconds now. 10,
Ooh.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and it's a loss! Oh wow, that was the closest game I think I've seen ever. 2 seconds left on the clock, and it's a cap by BiA. Now that's something we mentioned before the game. We didn't actually, or I didn't expect to see a cap, but they used the AMX's speed for that cap. It's the exact strategy that you said that someone with an AMX team might do. Fantastic. BiA 1-0. Oh my god.
What an ending! That was just incredible. I was thinking it, but I was also thinking about it because they knew that the other team had enemy. They had artilleries on the left side, but they could have gone for that and flanked together with the T-57. But that was a very, very close call. Oof, my heart is pounding.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was down to every shot. No matter what happened, it was like, oh, no, will it? No, will it? Ah, and if Araconda was lucky with just one shot, a splash damage to either of the tanks in the cap circle, and it would have been a draw. And that's what USSR was clearly going for. It was the thing we feared once they got split up. Amazing maneuvering from BiA, but whew, that was exciting. Now we've got to see if they're going to switch things up. Now, this is the thing that I was curious about at the start. Will USSR decide to do a split up? Will they decide to change it up? We're going to find out. We've got 3.5 minutes to find out if they're going to change out. High Flyer, oh, have you got any new ideas for strategies on Abbey now?
Well, they did get out of the base very fast, as I said was one of the best things to do, because if the scout, but again, if the battle was reversed, then the scout would have come from the other team, and they would have actually been able to spot several of their tanks just scattered around the monastery abbey, and that would have been a bit worse than it would have been worse, because the priest was kind of suiciding, because he was just going straight and not even he could have got up to the abbey and just look outside the buildings up there, as we mentioned while talking on the map, but he decided to go just straight through and only spotted one tank, and I think they predicted that they would use just any tank to go through, and they were ready for it.
They were ready for it, and it wasn't the best result for USSR. They put up a hell of a fight. It was close. It was nail-biting to the end. But BiA did feel like they were in control of that match. What do you think BiA were doing that made USSR so much on the back foot? Because USSR retreated to the back of the map and stayed there almost the entire time, while BiA was free roaming. They were repositioning and going where they needed to go. They took the entire eastern side of the map. They took the abbey, and they pushed up in every direction. What could have USSR done to stop themselves getting pushed back so far?
I don't exactly know, because as you said, BiA was really just focusing on clearing one side and just getting that side clear, and then they saw that by getting up until into the base of the USSR, they saw that there was no tanks up there, so either they were on the left side or they were inside the abbey, and they did send a scout through the abbey at one point, so they knew where they were. So it was a tough call, and if I should come with some advice or how they could have won, I'm not actually sure. Maybe been a a bit more cautious with the initial scouting, because it was the priest isn't a fast tank. It's not the fastest. The AMX could have done the scouting instead, but instead he was the one sitting around the abbey in the middle.
Wasn't it the M37, not the priest, the baby priest?
I think it was the I think it was the M37.
Okay.
I think it was.
Oh, it's M37, not the M7 priest. Ah,
okay.
Tier different. It's a whole tier different.
Oh, sorry.
And that's Den Blur. Actually, that's something to note. They used their commander as the Suicide Scout.
Yeah, that's also a little clever, because he did scout someone. If he had scouted more, that would have been wonderful. But he did scout just one tank, and then he could switch over to being the commander of the team, because playing the game and throwing commands to and orders to your team can be a lot harder than just sitting around and just saying what they should do. And he did do that after dying. So I think it was a pretty good plan.
I agree. I agree totally. It frees up his mind to purely focus on the strategy of the map, although it didn't seem to help him. Let's see what happens again. Just a reminder for everyone watching this stream right now, we're got an 8-minute delay. We're watching the Fun Cup World of Tanks Death from Above series. We're in the semi-finals with USSR against BiA, and BiA are leading 1-0. It's best of 3, so if BiA take this one, they're going through to the finals. If USSR manage to get a defense up, we're going through to the 3rd match. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and you see Den is already throwing out orders, and he actually wants all entrances and all exits and entrances covered. So let's see if I've actually muted all of the USSR team, so they were actually talking inside the chat, voice chat. So they were talking inside the game, and he's probably throwing out orders all over the place right now, and they're again positioned very, very strategic, but again inside bushes. The enemy will be looking at bushes for tracers, so just sit next to the bush. At least that way the enemy has to just aim a little bit to the right and lose a little bit of their accuracy. Yeah,
definitely. This is something we need to keep an eye on here, and Kovatar is right in the middle. We saw him play a fantastic game last time with his AMX 105 AM, but it looks like he's being the forward scout this time. Do you think he's in a good position where he is?
Not if they have anything up in A2 or B2, because he can be hit directly from there. I think maybe he could move forward. If he's going to sit there, he could might as well move up to the next house, because he has the same amount of protection up there. But he is playing it a little bit cautious, and it's better to see that than a rushing M37. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we got some action already over here. Yeah. Again, the same strategy. The Lorraine has gone down. Whiskey CZ, I think, was the same guy from BA last time. He came down. And Den Blur, although not getting himself killed this time as Suicide Scout, he's been spotted the same fashion his T26 was spotted last time. There we go. St. Leo with an excellent shot taking out Whiskey with the Lorraine. Now, I would be very worried as Den if anyone could actually get an angle of him. If someone's sitting in B1 with long enough range, he's actually wide in the open right there. There's no cover for him. I kind of expect something to come out of nowhere right now and take him out, but he's moving forward and backwards. He knows it. He knows he's being watched. So this is really good thinking on his part. Not only is he talking to his team, but he's also keeping an eye on his own tank.
Yeah, and that's he really has to consider if I think he really considered the fact that they lost a tank right at the beginning of the match last time, because any tank can deal damage. Even if it's 1% damage, it's still a tank with full damage potential. So losing that tank straight off from the bat, it was a move that he reconsidered, and now he's just sitting there and giving orders instead. And I think that's very great.
I also do, and this is something that I thought was a really powerful bit of BiA last time. BiA managed to control the whole map, but this time USSR have gone out and taken the map. They've got all the sides covered. That place from their team captain there is amazing. Anyone trying to get down that right-hand side will be spotted by the 50-meter rule. Anyone. So they are going to be really pressed to get past the defenses on that side, which means they've also got the Abbey, because Kodvata has been there the entire time. So there's no one in the Abbey, which means that also that no one's on the left-hand side, or sorry, the west, because Good Russian is there. So the USSR have done exactly what we said they failed on last time. They were pushed back into a defensive position. This time they said, no, we're not. And Dur's been shouting and saying, guys, we've got to push up and take control. And that's exactly what they're doing. I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah, and I've just been looking at Good Russian, and these guys are really responding very quickly, because he dinged the map, and exactly as the ding came out, it was movement. So they're very disciplined, and they're listening. They're listening and not just sitting thinking about their own heights. And yeah, they're really great team right now.
They're showing why they're in the semi-finals. They've come a long way here. They've fought some difficult teams on the way, and they're definitely a contender for the finals. Any one of the 4 teams in the semis right now are sure to be there. They're all well-deserved. And here we go. Oh, one of the AMX out of position. He's absolutely in the open there. But I don't know how many guns there. One glancing shot from USSR team managed to take down BiA. Oh, he lost sight of him, but 2 more tracer shots come in. 4th one. He's taken 4 shots. I don't know his condition of his thing. He's been hit by 2. He's still alive though. And there we go. Good Russian with a direct shot, and another one from his teammate just to make sure he is down.
Yeah, that was a great shot off the hip, because he didn't have much time to, watch out.
Yeah, the BiA are not giving up. They're actually deciding, hey, we've lost 1 guy, we might as well lose 2. So they're sending forward Iron Trash to try and get revenge, but he's been hit twice. We already know that the USSR guns are pointing in this direction. At what cost? At what cost was this move? They've obviously lit up the Su-26. The Good Russian is there with his grill, and they are both lit up. They know that they're there. So the enemy BiA team are going to be watching them right now. But Iron Trash goes down as well. That's 2 of their main tanks. The AMX 105 AMs down. Iron Trash and Massacre. I don't believe either of them went down in the last battle, but the Su-26 Anaconda, the last survivor, in fact, he didn't die in the last match, has gone down. He didn't move fast enough, and he was taken out because he stayed in position. That's the thing with artillery, guys. You got to keep moving. They'll keep firing where you were.
Yeah, and they got revenge for losing Anaconda, because the Bison that spotted the Anaconda was taken out very quickly. So it's really great to see, because even though they're scattered all over the map, you might think that they're out of position and in need of backup, but because it is the Fun Cup and it is artillery, you can support from any part of the map if you're positioned correctly, and they are.
Yes. Now, the really cool thing to note, if you guys were watching just then, that Kovatar and Den both went down, the Abbey on the left and the right-hand side, clearing out any opposition on the way. Both sides went down. Kovatar was taken out just shortly after taking out one more of the Bison, I believe. And now Den went and checked the A0, but there was no one there. He's moving back across. He took the moment when BiA were clearly concentrating on taking out the thing. And here we go, another exchange. Su-26 takes out Grill, and an Su-26 takes out the AMX. This was a great exchange for the USSR. They've come out in massive favor here, and they're going to do exactly what BiA did to them, go for the cap. Or is he?
Yeah, maybe. There's 8 minutes left. There's plenty of time to go for the kill. And with this match, they really proved that no way are you going to boss us around 2 rounds in a row. You really have to fight for this gold and the place in the finals.
Hey guys, in the chat, don't give out the results before people can see it. That's just really, bad juju, guys. But we are seeing a win from the USSR, which means it's 1-0. Fantastic victory. Yep, USSR took control and showed BiA they're not to be messed with.
Yeah, I really have to stay neutral here and remember that, not write GG in the chat.
I know, it's so hard not to do that as a player. Can we have a look at the brackets to see if the other games are going on right now?
Yep, we can.
I better ready up in the special battle. So in the brackets, guys, for anyone who's just tuned in, we have an 8-minute delay. So if anyone comes into the chat room and starts telling the scores, tell us and we will kick their heads in for you and we'll ban them from the chat. It's really not fun. No, that was 2 games. Okay, so we're looking at the brackets. Okay, The other game, Chinese versus 1 Battalion, I believe has finished. What was the results? BI have results of the other game yet? Trying to find out for you guys if there's a result for the other battle that we're not covering. Chinese versus BWR or 1 Battalion. USSR and BI, they are super close, 1 game each. That was amazing turnaround from USSR. It looks like they were really shook up, from BiA from the first battle. In the first battle. In the second battle, they took full control and said, no, we are taking charge. What do you think of that turnaround, Highflyer?
It was a really great turnaround, and Den obviously saw his mistake of just going for the suicide cap scouting run at the beginning of the first match, and really took in the experience that they just learned, that they got pushed into a corner and didn't have positions from all over the map, and therefore couldn't just help anyone from any position. And they really did that from the beginning of the game. Even though they sat down in bushes, it was still a great they divided the forces all over the map and had 1 scout there and 1 scout over on the west side, and then was keeping an eye on the ridge on the right side, and that scout got taken out very quickly, and I think that was the main problem. They lost the right side of the map very quickly at the first match, and that pushed them back to the west, and that really hurt them.
It really did. It absolutely destroyed them. BIA became, I would say, desperate. Near the end there, they took 2 of their AMXs and ran forward and continued fighting, even though all the artillery were looking in there. USSR had all their artillery looking one direction. As soon as they knew they were taking advantage, Den decided to say, hey guys, we need to move forward. And he took him and Kovatar forward into the enemy area, into the enemy base, swept through, killed another 1 of their artillery, and got into superior positions. After that, BI stood no chance, utterly surrounded, utterly outpositioned, and lost their second game. So now it's 1-1, and I'm so psyched looking for the third game. Both of these have been excellent, high-quality games from both teams.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what are they going to change up. Are they going to switch out a few artilleries, or are they just going to think, okay, we're gonna play this a little bit more defensive, because those 2 AMXs just charging forward, they should have been charging forward together and gotten around the hill, so they were 2 versus 2 instead of 2 versus the whole team, because that's what killed them, because they missed a lot of shots and they survived for a very long time, but
indeed
they stayed in the open and get to cover in any game. Any game, get to cover.
Yeah, they stayed in the open. Both teams stayed in the open for quite a long time, but more so BIA, and it shows for the fact they lost. We have 30 seconds till the next match. We'll run down what we're doing today, guys. We have an 8-minute delay stream. I'm Dorjan.
And I'm Highflyer15.
And this is the Fun Cup Death from Above, where you can only have tier 4 artillery or below. What are the more exact rules there, Highflyer?
Some of the other rules are that it's max tier 4, and you have to have 1 from each nation in your roster. You can't just have pure French for the speed, you have to divide it up. You can have a maximum of 2 Wargaming employees per team. I haven't seen any Wargaming employees, but you can if you want to. The use of
No. He means casters, man. The rules means casters.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maximum of 2 casters. But the use of premium tanks is allowed, but we still haven't seen any of the premium tanks, and we're going to go to the game because it's just started.
It's just starting. I want to see people going in the chat mad. USSR fans, scream for your team. I want the BiA guys saying, no, we're going to get back the third game. We're not going to take back. We don't care that we lost the second game. We're still the better team. Are you? Can you do it? Come on, guys. Support your teams. I want to see who's going to win. Who's the most popular team? Come on. Is it USSR? Is it USSR? Is it BiA? Well, let's see. Let's find out. The battle's about to start.
Yeah, let's see if they go for the same positions. It's switched up positions again with the bases, so it's really going to be interesting to see if the previous strategy is going to win the game for BiA again.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they deal with the loss. Are they going to be really upset that the enemy team, sorry, USSR, pushed them back on the second game? Are they going to be really shaken up by that? Or are they going to say, hold on, what did we do right in the first game? Let's do that again. Because clearly USSR saw what they did in the first game and adjusted beautifully. This is a mark that Den has real good control of his team. He knows what he's doing. He has absolute fantastic communication with his team and said, hey, BI ripped us apart. Don't worry. I know what they did. I know our mistakes. I'm going to fix it. This is what we do. And all the players played amazing plays. Again, Kovatar played amazing in the middle, played the usual style that he seems to be doing, where he's playing, I'm looking for the word, drifter, midfielder. He's going where he's needed. And that is working out for them. But he's doing something different this time. What's he doing, Highflyer?
Yeah, right now he has went to the middle. It was halfway the plan that he had before, but he stopped and went straight into the Abbey. And they already lost quota.
Oh no, Whiskey CZ is in the exact same position he's been for the last 2 games. Now, obviously, USSR have gone for the different strategy. They've decided to change. They go, hey, I'm going to do this instead this time. Totally different. BiA will never expect it. And BiA said, do you know what? We're going to stick with our plan because it works. And, oh, that's a loss. That's a huge loss.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird watching this, actually, because they did have a very, very great strategy for the other side of the map, but I would suppose that you could do it the other way around. But we've seen a totally new strategy. There's 2 guys very close to each other. The SU-26 up in A4 and A3, and we have one in A9 and a lone one on D1, and then Den in the middle.
They're blowing my mind, man. They're blowing my mind. Explain to me what they're doing.
Yeah, I have no idea. The strategy went so well earlier, and right now they have support from 4 different places, but they could have 5. That could be the deciding factor. If someone is hiding a little bit more to the left, and someone needs to be a little bit more to the left to hit them, being that close to each other. With the 2 SU-26s, that's it. Yeah, as I said, it could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I can say really until we see what BiA are doing. Maybe Den has this big plan that he's going to be doing here. He's like, okay, guys, if we go into these positions here, we're playing defensive. We'll wait out BiA. And last time they were impatient. They were overconfident and impatient. But that won't work twice, will it? They won't be fooled enough to go, well, we won the first game, lost the second, but we're going to rush again in the third game as we did in the second, because we won the second game, right? I just don't think it's going to work. It looks like they're really laying a trap rather than doing what they did in the second game and taking charge.
Yeah, it could be a trap, but if it is a trap, then I'm really excited to see how it works, because this will really surprise me if this is going to work as well as their first strategy or second strategy, because this looks very much like their first strategy, because they have their 2 SU-26s to the west, and last time they were pushed up there because they lost the right. Right now they have the right, but they're still in the west.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like they've gone, hey, let's throw the winning strategy out the window because they'll expect that, and just do something balls against the wall, unplanned third game, wild card. I've seen teams do that. They've gone for a wild card in their third game, even though they could trust their instincts and trust their training and their teamwork. But they've gone, no, let's just do something totally different. And, wow, I can't wait to see what happens. But here we go, some action. The AMX 105 AM, not their usual Tier 2 scouts, has been spotted and taken 3 shells. Only one of them found their mark, did not kill them.
Yeah, and the grill really has to get out of the way, because as you saw, 2 shells and a third one just landed right where he was positioned just seconds ago. He could have been dead, but he luckily moved, and it looks like the strategy about putting 2 SU-26s on the left side of the map actually is working, even though we're very confused about it, because when he gets a Bison and a Lorraine 39 also just died.
Well, the Lorraine 30. Yeah, the Lorraine 39 actually died from the other side. The Lorraine that died is Whiskey. If you remember rightly from the start of the game, he was the guy who'd managed to take out Kovitar. And the Su-26, Shrevek, sat at the back waiting. And he waited the entire time, clearly with his aim at that corner. He was like, I know that guy just killed my mate there. He's going to come around the corner. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take him out. And as soon as he came round, he took him out. He took a glancing shot, but it didn't kill him. Oh, just I say that. Iron Trask with an amazing shot takes out Shrevek, and wow, that's a big loss for USSR. I didn't expect him to get killed there, but their scouts.
Revenge.
Oh wow!
Just got killed. That was an amazing shot because those hills are actually pretty steep, and hitting from that range and down upon him is just that was a very, very good shot. But again, they lost the right side, and the Su-26 is retreating. I don't know if that's a good idea. He could be pushing a little bit forward, but it looks like that's Den's job.
Yeah, now this is the interesting thing to note. This is the critical few minutes, guys. USSR are now back in their old position. They lost one of the flanks. What do? Last time they ignored the flank. Oh wait, Den's just been ambushed. He just took a hit from an unknown source. At the same time, AMX Murin 1 has been spotted by the grill on the other side. Good Russian is now toe-to-toe with the AMX. What will happen there? And at the same time, Den is avoiding fire from an unknown source.
Yeah, that totally surprised me because Den, even though he's driving around, someone has to be very close to spot him because he's not leaving any marks. That's not how the game
Iron Trash goes down.
Oh, okay. That's and another one. This is going fast now. Ooh.
Oh wait! Oh my god! That was 2 massive losses. BiA now down to 2. Only a tier 3 and a 2 versus a tier 4 and the rest tier 3s. This is amazing for the USSR. They have to be thinking now to go into aggressive strategy.
Yeah, and you can see the Su-26s are just driving forward because they've just just one of them. Oh, one of them is pushing forward. Okay. Well, yeah. As you can see, they've switched to the let's play a little bit cautious and just get a few kills, and those 2 kills just got the momentum going, and they're now pushing forward.
Wow, this is exciting. We didn't know what the USSR guys were doing, but they clearly did. They have shown themselves here to be really confident in their teamwork and be able to adjust on the fly. It's a really important thing to do, to not rely on fixed plans, but instead to be able to adjust. Den has shown his leadership abilities here off, and his teammates are all highly skilled, pulling off amazing shots, supporting their teammates and showing great situation awareness.
Yeah, and this just shows that the strategy they started out with it wasn't just a fluke that they got pushed back to the corner, because they did the same thing here without being pushed back to the corner. So it was a very good. It was the strategy to do. So, and here it turned out to be a good one.
Yep. USSR have taken this. I think it's kind of an anticlimax because the end has come out. It's a hunting match. M-Popsy is not going to give up. M-Pops isn't going to give up. This is their last tank. They have no more lives left. This is the final match. This is the final of the semi-finals. We've just got it in. That battalion just won 2-1. So we are going to be looking at, if things go as planned, USSR versus Battalion, 1st Battalion. So we have some happy people and some really upset BiA fans who must be crushed right now. But guys, don't feel bad. They are amazing players. BiA have shown themselves to be top-notch players, a top-notch team that deserve to be in the semi-finals, and were just pipped to the post by the adjusting ability of the USSR strategies.
Yeah, that was very good. I really like the decision by Den, and just sticking to your guns. Again, if you know a strategy works, and they've been flanked, but now they know where he is, of course. But back to the strategy. He knew that the strategy would work, but just because you lost one game with it doesn't mean that you have to change it completely. Even though he didn't rush and scouted and just died, it still turned out to be a great strategy.
It did indeed. I'm really impressed with the USSR, but as M-Pops is just proving, he's not giving up. He's going, oh, okay, you know what? If you guys are all going to go to my base, I'm going to go to yours. 5 versus 1, let's do this. I'm not scared of you. There's gold on the line here. Was it worth taking them 2 shots? Den is going to take the shot for the side. Oh! Russia takes him out with a clean hit. 1 shot, 1 death. GG. USSR go through. Good try, BiA. Perfect battle on the first. Couldn't pull it off on the second and third. USSR show their strength and go to the final against 1st Battalion. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a very, very great tournament. Actually, even though it's just a fun cup, there's some great strategies and great turnarounds, because they kept to the same strategy, and we were scratching our heads because they had just turned around the series of best of 3 to a 1-1 with a very great strategy of spreading out their artillery onto the map. But here they stuck to the same tactic that they lost with, and it turned out that BiA just didn't expect it to be the same strategy.
I know, it was wow. I'm super impressed. BiA seem to run the same strategy every game. All 3 games seem to be the same strategy. We saw their tanks appearing roughly the same place each time. USSR, each game, they had the same core mechanic, but changed things enough to be totally different. The start of the 3rd battle totally threw us, but it was actually the same strategy they fell back on the first game. But it worked out for them because they readjusted and fixed everything that was wrong.
Yep. That was
Excellent
a very
decision.
great game, and yeah, as we found out, the Chinese lost to BWR, and yeah, they're going through. And just throwing a splash screen up to show it.
Ooh, I can't wait to see this. Chinese were obviously very professional, very organized, and they lost. And if they lost, wow, what's this team coming? The 1st Battalion are coming, USSR. Are you ready for them? Are your fans ready for it? Are there any 1st Battalion fans ready for this next battle? Next battle will be 1st Battalion versus USSR, coming up soon. Let's go back. What we're doing here today. I'm Dorjan.
And I'm Highflyer 15.
And you're watching the World of Tanks Fun Cup, Death from Above, where you can only play artillery, tier 4 and below. Let's see some of them rules.
We have rules indeed, and the rules are, of course, artillery open, as the artillery only open, as the title says, Death from Above, artillery open only, and you have to have at least 1 from each nation, so you can't just go with 1 nation and just going US are the best and we will go with that. The maximum tier is 4, and you can have from 4 to 7 players per team, and up to 4 reserve players if some of the other players go offline, and you can be, yeah, it's a reserve player. And the maximum tier is 23 tier points for 7 players and minus 2 points for each player below 0. And there's a maximum of 2 Wargaming net employees per team, which means casters, but we're not Wargaming employees, but that is what that rule is. And
yeah,
the use of premium tanks and shells and consumables are allowed, but we are yet to see any French tanks. Are we going to see any French tanks in the finals? We can only wait and see. And each battle lasts for 15 minutes, just like any random battle, and you can win by destroying all enemy artillery or capturing the base, as we have seen one lucky game going down to the wire with that. And the first 2 rounds were best of 1, the others were best of 3, but now we're at the finals where it's best of 5. And the map we're going to play is on Himmelsdorf, and that's going to be a very exciting battle because that's a city map only. And not very, very much.
I want to see that. That's going to be really good to go through in a minute. What I want to interrupt you for is the prizes. Everyone is winning here. We have got, I forgot the last game. They're actually going to be a playoff, I assume, between the guys who just lost. So BiA will be winning something, and so will Chinese. These 2 guys here, USSR and 1st Battalion, are playing for 6,000 gold per person, per player, and 4,000 gold per player if they lose. So even if you lose, you win, but I don't think either of them are going to give an inch.
No, I believe that's, yeah, of course, why not go for an extra 2,000 gold instead of just settling for 4,000? It's the same in any other competition. Why settle for silver when you can go for gold?
Yeah, the next invite will be in 4 minutes, so that's 14 minutes till game. So I'm going to type in chat, 18 minutes till next game. Time for 18 Kit Kats. Oh, I've been banned from chat again. God damn it. Oh dear, oh dear. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Each tier as we go up, there's quarterfinals, semi-finals, is increasing the amount of skill shown by each player, the intensity of the decision making from the commanders, and the positioning on the maps are fantastic every step of the way. So we're going to have the final battle up in about 18 minutes, guys. So make sure you grab a glass of water or a sandwich or something, because you're going to need the energy to watch this best out of 5 match coming up soon. The most exciting we've seen thus far, I'm sure. We're going to have a look at Himmelsdorf, I think, here.